Welcome to PodNews Room. Today with another exciting podcast episode. Let's get started.
All right, everybody, buckle up. Because today we are diving into a case that you definitely remember, but with a twist you probably haven't heard.
Yeah, this one.
The Menendez brothers.
Right.
Back in 89.
Huge case.
Huge case. Rocked the nation, and all of a sudden,
This could change everything.
it could change everything we thought we knew. So,
Yeah.
for those who maybe need like a little refresher,
Okay.
Lyle and Erik Menendez,
Yeah.
convicted of murdering their parents
Right.
in their Beverly Hills mansion.
Fancy.
Oh, yeah. But their defense
That's
was
really
what sent shockwaves.
Poorly.
They claimed years of horrific abuse from their father, Jose Menendez.
Right, and that was unheard of at the time. Nobody was talking about that kind of stuff.
No, especially not in those.
In those circles.
Yeah, like a wealthy family like that.
So fast forward to today.
Okay.
You brought us this
Yes.
crazy article.
It's a crazy new development.
It is. It's about this habeas corpus petition.
Which is rare, by the way.
It's very rare.
It's not something you see every day.
It's a big deal, and they're claiming that brand new evidence could completely overturn their convictions.
Completely change
Everything.
So that's what we're diving into today.
All right, let's do it.
We're going to try to figure out why this new evidence took almost 20 years to come to light.
Right.
And the big question, could the Menendez brothers actually go free?
I mean, that's what makes this so fascinating, right? Back then, the idea of abuse, especially in a family like theirs,
It just didn't compute, right?
it didn't fit with what people thought a victim looked like. And the prosecution, they used that,
Totally.
But now, things are different. We see this kind of thing differently.
So true.
This new evidence, it forces us to really look at how far we've come in understanding abuse.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Hit me.
This new evidence, first up we have what's being called the letter from beyond the grave.
Okay, that's ominous.
Right, so this is a letter that Erik Menendez wrote himself, detailing the abuse.
Okay.
And the really important part, he wrote it months before the murders happened.
Whoa. Okay, so that throws a wrench in.
Completely debunks the prosecution's whole thing about them making up the abuse after the fact.
Wow, that's huge. So what, are they saying he just predicted the future or something?
No, so it turns out he wrote the letter to his cousin, Andy Cano.
Okay.
And he was just recently discovered in Cano's stuff.
Hidden away all these years.
I know, right? And it totally backs up everything they said in their defense.
That's incredible. It's like chills,
Totally. And you have to
Right.
wonder, what was the cousin thinking? Why would he stay quiet for so long?
Maybe he was scared or ashamed.
Just adds another layer to this whole thing. So sad.
Okay, so we've got a letter from beyond the grave. What else is there?
Right. This next piece of evidence is just as wild, and it comes from a totally unexpected place. Roy Rossolo from Menudo, remember them?
Wait, Menudo as in the boy band?
Yeah, huge in the 80s.
Okay, I'm seeing where this is going.
So Jose Menendez, the father, he was a big-time music executive back then.
Right, powerful guy.
And now Rossolo is saying that he was also abused by Jose Menendez.
Oh, wow, so it's not just the brothers' word against theirs anymore.
Exactly. It's huge.
This changes everything. It shows a pattern of behavior.
This is big. We're not just talking about rumors. This is someone coming forward with a direct accusation years later.
So what? They're going to reopen the case.
Well, here's the thing. The LA District Attorney, they're taking this new evidence seriously.
Seriously.
Dead serious.
Wow.
This isn't just some side note in a closed case. They're actually going to respond to it.
I can't believe this has happened. This is huge.
I know, right?
This is going to be fascinating to see how it plays out.
I know. This is big. This is big. So this is big, right? This isn't just one little thing. This seems like it could really...
Oh, it's huge. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
This is forcing, everyone to go back and look at this case.
Totally.
And legal experts, they're all over this.
Oh, I bet.
We talked to a couple of, big-time defense attorneys in LA to get their take. And
What would they say?
it's kind of surprising, honestly. Yeah, it's divided.
Divided. How so? I mean, this evidence is...
It's a lot, right.
Yeah.
But you got to remember how bad the crime was.
That's true.
One attorney, they said, yeah, it's compelling.
Okay.
But it's a long shot.
Really?
Yeah, the prosecution, they made a really strong case for premeditation.
Right.
Cold-blooded murder, that's not easy to just erase.
So even with this new stuff, it's
an uphill battle for sure.
Man, okay, so it's not automatic. They don't just walk free.
No, it's not. New evidence, case closed.
Right.
The prosecution's going to come back with everything they've got. They'll say, look, it doesn't matter what happened before. the way they did it, all those shots.
Well, that's going to be tough to argue.
Exactly. They're going to say it proves intent.
Right. Right.
But there's another side to this.
Okay. The other attorney?
Right. They said this could be the thing.
Yeah.
Especially that letter from Erik.
Right. Right.
Months before.
Months.
That right there, that could be enough to make a judge wonder
About
their state of mind.
Okay.
Like, were they really thinking straight?
Right.
Were they so scared, so, I don't know.
Traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized that they felt like they had no other choice.
Wow.
This attorney, they even said it's a Hail Mary. But it could work.
So it's all down to, like, one judge.
Pretty much how they see this new stuff, that's what matters.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure.
It's not just the law, though, you know?
What do you mean?
This whole thing, it's got everyone talking about abuse, about how our system deals with it or doesn't deal with it.
It's true. It makes you think about all the other cases.
Exactly.
All the stories we don't hear.
Right. And the ones we do, are we really listening?
That's a good question.
This case, it's like shining a light on that, you know?
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, how much has changed?
Right. Are we better now at seeing abuse? At believing people?
Especially when it's not so obvious.
Or when it's happening in places we don't expect.
Like a wealthy family.
Exactly.
It's a tough conversation.
It is, but we gotta have it.
Yeah, we do.
This case, it's not just about them anymore. It's about all of us.
So where do we go from here? We've got this new evidence. The DA's got to make a decision.
I know. What happens next? Nobody knows.
So much to unpack here.
I know, right? It's like, where do we even go from here?
Well, I mean, the DA, they have to make a decision.
I know. And whatever they decide, it's going to be huge.
What do you think they're thinking right now over there?
I mean, they have to be looking at this new evidence.
Right.
But they also have to, like, acknowledge that a jury already found them guilty.
Right, right.
So it's like, how do you walk that back?
And what about what it'll mean for other cases?
Oh, totally. This could open up a whole can of worms.
Like, what if everyone starts coming out of the woodwork with new evidence on old cases?
Exactly. It's a mess.
Wow. So they're probably thinking about that too.
Oh, I'm sure they are. And then there's the whole public opinion thing.
Oh, yeah.
This case, it's always been a lightning rod. So true.
People have strong opinions about it.
And now?
And now even more so, right?
It's a lot. And in the meantime, Lyle and Erik Menendez, they're still
behind bars.
Still saying they're innocent.
Right. Which, I mean, they have been this whole time.
That's true.
Their lawyer's going to say, see? We told you so.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Right. Like, does this new stuff, does it change anyone's mind?
It makes you think, right?
But can you separate the crime from the abuse?
Yeah, because what they did, it was awful.
Horrific.
But if they really were abused.
Right. Like, how do you even...
It's impossible to know what you would do.
It is. And that's what makes this whole thing so complicated.
It really does.
It's like you want a simple answer, but there just isn't one. Well said. Well said.
It really makes you think about, what is justice?
Right. Is it black and white?
Or is it more complicated than that?
And sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't even a right answer.
Man, that's deep.
It is. And I think that's what this whole case comes down to.
It's a lot to process.
It is. And we're going to leave you all with that to think about.
Wow. Yeah. Lots to ponder.
The Menendez brothers, a case we all thought we knew. Turns out there's still so much more to uncover.
Who knows what's next?
And we'll be here to dive into it with you when it happens.
Until then, keep those thinking caps on.
And remember, sometimes the truth is a lot more complicated than it seems.